Taking a quick look at this new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and actually the big news has nothing to do with the car itself. It's actually the engine. So this is the new 2-liter Hurricane engine. So you might be wondering, why did they call it the Hurricane? Well, it has nothing to do with the inline-6 Hurricane. In fact, it's just a cool name. It's a cool name. It sounds powerful, doesn't it? And it is powerful. This thing's only a 2-liter. 2-liter inline-4, but guess what? 324 horsepower and 330 pound-feet of torque. Now, of course, this is on premium fuel, but still, it's very impressive power output. And the way they've achieved this is the best part. So there's actually this pre-chamber ignition technology from Formula One. So that's what this actually little insert there is. There's a little chamber in there. And guess what? This is like a twin spark plug design. So during the compression stroke, the air and fuel is actually compressed, in the cylinder, yes, but it actually gets compressed into that little chamber too. And then there's another spark plug behind there. And so that will ignite. And when that happens, it basically shoots out. They call this like a little blowtorch. Like it shoots out like a huge flame into the main chamber, obviously. And then the spark plug in there ignites. So basically, it makes for more efficient combustion because you're actually using basically a bigger flame, right? I mean, it's a bigger area of fire versus just that little spark that goes off right there. And so, yeah, you combust the fuel better, and thus you get more power. And this actually debuted on the Maserati MC20. So this was the first road car to have this Formula One dual chamber technology. And this thing, it's only a 3-liter V6 twin turbo, but guess what? It makes over 600 horsepower. So this is like proven technology. It's very impressive. Now, the one thing that I'm a little worried about, especially when we're talking about Stellantis here, is this is the chamber insert in that MC20. This little pathetic thing is the one they're putting in this new 2-liter Hurricane engine. And as you can see, it's not even threaded in. They say this thing's just going to be press fits into the head. So hopefully that doesn't ever work its way out during the course of the lifetime of the engine. I'm a little worried about that. But if this thing holds up, I mean, this is incredible power to weight, power to size, power. Yeah, the power ratio here is incredible, isn't it? And maybe, who knows? Maybe it's not an issue. Maybe it'll stay in there because guess what? With this turbo, they say this thing will actually peak at up to 35 psi. So I guess maybe that's what they're relying on. The turbo pressure alone will probably hold that thing in place. So this is going to be real interesting to see, how this actually works in the real world. Actually, I think, like I said, it's actually pretty proven here, with the MC20. So, and it's a pretty simple design, isn't it? I mean, it's 2 spark plugs and that little additional chamber in the head. I mean, there's nothing really too crazy about this. And it's kind of interesting that they're debuting this in the Grand Cherokee, which hasn't really been updated. I mean, they're updating it for 2026, actually, but it's a very minor facelift. I mean, this is a pretty old vehicle now, isn't it? But the thing that they did change are the headlights and the grille. So if we actually jump to the current model, basically what you want to look at here is the daytime running light basically goes straight across on top, and then the grille kind of sits down a little bit deeper into the front bumper. So if we actually jump over to this new facelifted model, you'll see that the first thing you notice is, right here, the daytime running light kind of dips down as it meets the grille. And then the grille, there's like more of a gap here with these little, bumps for the 7 slots. So it makes the grille look, not as deep, not as tall. And it does kind of give it like a little bit more of a sleeker, modern look to it. Now on the interior, this is actually probably the biggest change. Actually, we get this new horizontal display. And basically it just moves everything up higher. It probably is a little bit more ergonomic. Now the trade-off is we get these capacitive buttons for all the climate controls. But yeah, at least the easier to reach. And what they did is they put the start-stop button way down here. So that actually might be harder to reach. But compared to, like, you know, the current version, this was just kind of just a bizarre setup, wasn't it? With the square display, the square infotainment screen, and it kind of connected like this waterfall from the switches at the top down to the physical climate controls. I mean, yeah, it didn't have the physical climate controls, but it looked kind of weird and awkward, though. But the start-stop was up there. So, I don't know. You know, I kind of, even though I hate this capacitive touch crap, I think I almost like, it does kind of just integrate into the dash. It looks nicer, let's be honest. It looks nicer. So, and then for the rear, there's no change. There's no change. But still, I think I'd be tempted to try one of these out. I mean, for something that, you know, at first blush doesn't look any different than the older models. This engine, I mean, it could really transform this vehicle.